This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Good Tuesday morning to all the good folks over there in Arnold. This is a live look at your area right now, and as you can see, it's a little spotty on the cameras. That's because the rain continues to come down in some of the places, but not exactly everywhere, so be careful when you leave the home. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, September the 12th. I'm Rennie Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee, and of course, we just want to say hello to you this morning. We are seeing a more familiar face on Today in St. Louis. So Mercedes McKay is joining us Mondays and Tuesdays, and she is the new co-anchor for Weekend Tissel.
Yes,
well.
yes. Good morning there. Good to see you. Now, you always have so much energy. Where does all this energy come from?
My parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to say genetics.
Okay, all right, we'll go with that too. We'll go with that. Now, you're actually from Texas, Sugar Land, which is why I always say, hey, y'all, how you doing? Talk about why you enjoy St. Louis.
Well, okay, so I went to Mizzou. I made that very known when I came here. I think when y'all originally welcomed me on Today in St. Louis, we mentioned that. So I'm a very proud Mizzou alumni. I have a Tiger onesie to prove it. I'm the tour guide there, so I visited St. Louis a lot. But then coming back here has just been amazing. I love the people. I love the food. The food's awesome. But there's just a lot of opportunity here, so I've loved it. And honestly, getting this promotion, it's been a dream of mine since high school, so it still feels really surreal. So I'm just very, very excited. I think Travis and I are going to have a lot of fun.
Yes. Oh, Mercedes, we're so proud of you. We're so excited for you, and you're just such a joy to watch, even when we are, listening to serious and hard news from you. So you just have a very comforting and warm, what's the word I'm looking for?
Just demeanor.
Demeanor, yeah. So
just who she is.
we're excited to have you here all the time.
Yes.
Thank
yes.
you.
All right,
I'm
we'll see you
excited
in a
too.
few.
I love y'all, so y'all are the best.
Bye.
I love you back.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. As you may notice in her live shot, very wet out there, Anthony.
Yes. Rain continues in some spots this morning. In fact, we are behind a cold front now, and that means cooler air will start to filter on in. But in the short term, we have these little showers still showing up on the radar and parts of Sunset Hills, Kirkwood, and Crestwood, and also now moving over to Centerville on the Illinois side, Breeze, and approaching you in Highland. These showers will wrap up here within the next hour, and the rest of the day is dry. So we take you through the day, and you can see the first part of the day is mostly cloudy, temperatures in the 60s. By lunchtime, we're only near 70 degrees, and then mid-70s for highs today with bright skies. We'll talk about the next few days and the weekend forecast as temperatures cool down and then warm right back up. Let's head over to Paul now and get an update on our Tuesday morning wet roads. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Anthony. Big delay downtown here, and this is a crash. 2 left lanes are blocked here, and traffic even being diverted at times. We're talking 6440 going westbound. This could back up on the Poplar Street Bridge if you're coming from Illinois, and it's going a little bit further out, so all the way to Market and even past that, because of that accident which happened about 15 minutes ago. In fact, you can see it here downtown. Otherwise, though, it's wet conditions, and this accident, believably, probably because of wet conditions. So just be careful out there, really important. All lanes are back open after 2 teen boys were involved in a crash on I-70. This multi-car crash happened 5 hours ago on I-70 eastbound near Jennings Station Road. The boys are recovering from minor injuries this morning, and the Missouri Highway Patrol reports 1 car was driving eastbound when it struck an unoccupied car from a previous accident. Traffic was diverted off the interstate.
Happening today, St. Louis County could give a tax break to seniors, giving a previous measure some new life.
Yeah, this comes after the St. Charles County Council unanimously approved a property tax freeze for some older adults. Alex Fees is live this morning in Clayton with details on both of these measures. Good morning, Alex.
Michelle Rennie, good morning. Tonight at a regular board meeting, the St. Louis County Council will consider a property tax break for seniors. Now, meanwhile, the St. Charles County Council approved that tax freeze for older residents last night, despite pushback from school district administrators who are concerned about a drop in future revenue.
It would be all property taxes, not only the county property tax, which is very, very small, but also the schools, the fire districts, the ambulance districts, the library, several others. But it would affect all taxes.
St. Charles County Executive Steve Ellman says the property tax freeze would start next year and would be based on those property values for all St. Charles County residents 62 and older. Ellman says this is necessary for the seniors on fixed incomes who have been heavily impacted by inflation, and he adds that he is confident St. Charles County will continue to grow and provide enough revenue. A resident at the meeting said he supported the measure, but he says changes are needed.
You're going to hold us down to a tax rate that is reflective of this higher valuation that was created by the pandemic. I suppose it will serve to offset some of the expense associated with losing tax revenue.
Now, during tonight's St. Louis County Council meeting, lawmakers will perfect and tweak the bill on freezing senior property taxes. It may be ready for final passage by the next meeting. Coming up at 6:30, I'll tell you what other county in the St. Louis area is considering a similar move. Live this morning in Clayton, Alex Fees, 5 on your side.
Thanks so much, Alex. This morning, Washington University will stop providing transgender medical care for minors, even if they're technically eligible under Missouri law. Mercedes McKay is joining us live from the Central West End with the reason for this move. Good morning, Mercedes. This is going to impact a lot of families.
Good morning, Michelle. This was pretty big yesterday when it came out. So Washington University says continuing to offer this transgender care opens them up to legal liability. Officials claiming that a new Missouri law puts them at risk for lawsuits. So that law was passed just last week, prohibiting healthcare providers from providing puberty blockers, hormones, and gender-affirming surgeries to minors. But under that law, patients who are already receiving those treatments are exempt. The new rule came about after a whistleblower and former employee raised red flags about ethics and safety standards at the center, claiming doctors gave transgender care to minors with little mental health screening. Now the WashU Transgender Center will refer patients to other providers. In a statement, WashU said in part, quote, "We are disheartened to have to take this step. However, Missouri's newly enacted law regarding transgender care has created a new legal claim for patients who receive these medications as minors." Now, just hours after that announcement came down yesterday, Planned Parenthood released a statement saying in part, quote, "In compliance with the law, it will continue to provide gender-affirming hormone therapy to all patients who want and need it, including young patients who started care with another provider." Now, Washington University's Transgender Center will still provide education and mental health services for those minor patients. They'll also still provide medical treatment for those transgender patients over the age of 18. Michelle?
Mercedes, really quickly, what should people do or families do if they are still looking for some sort of hormone medication?
Yeah, great question, Michelle. I think it's something many parents are wondering at this point, and minors at this time. So Washington University will provide you a list of other providers, but just remember, right across the river, Illinois, you can still get treatment there. Governor Pritzker earlier this year signed a bill protecting transgender care. Now, this law that we're talking about in this new rule won't be in effect in Missouri for longer than 4 years. I'll get into when that actually expires in our next half hour.
All right, thanks so much, Mercedes.
This morning, we're getting a look at new video released by U-City Police. It shows what happened just before 3 Ladue High School students were killed in a car crash. The video is a combination of dash cam and surveillance footage. It shows an officer who tried to pull over a white Hyundai the boys were in around 2 o'clock in the morning. The officer followed the car as it was speeding at 92 miles per hour. The video shows minutes later, the officer slowed down and deactivated his emergency lights after he spotted the car. Police have since identified the boys as Demetrius Ingram, Dion Robinson, and Johnny Ussery. Ingram's mom, who saw the video, is still in disbelief this morning.
Because as I'm watching the video, I'm like, where are they going? What are they doing? Like, it's unbelievable.
The University City Police Department also extended its condolences to the families and friends of the 3 teenage boys.
Our thoughts and prayers with that family and all the families infected by that. As far as our weather goes, we do have showers still scooting through the metro area. Most of the Rest of the area is dried out. This morning when we started the show around 4 o'clock, you had steady rain coming in from southern Missouri and southern Illinois. Those showers have moved on, but it's this little activity that's pushing through the metro. Some of the showers have moved as far east as Highland and Trenton, and then you have a little shower moving from Troy down towards Cahokia Heights, pushing through Waterloo and Columbia, and one more little shower pushing in from Crestwood and parts of South County. Once that clears away, the rest of the day is dry, and the next few days are actually very comfortable. 70s for highs, but chilly in the morning with 40s and 50s. In fact, we'll check those chilly mornings coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, looking forward to that sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Facing an uncertain future this morning, why a Metro East town could see a change in emergency services.
Parents, do you remember how much you spent on diapers when those kids were babies? Well, let me tell you, they're even more expensive now. How the St. Louis County Library branches are helping cutting down that cost and teaching parents how to potty train.